Hello my friends, how are you doing? So in our previous video we deployed a Docker app .NET 6 to AWS ECS, and it took 30 minutes for us to do that, and it was beautiful, it was working, but something was bothering me. The fact that we have to do like basically half of the video was just doing all the deploy manually in the AWS dashboard, and I was thinking if there is something that we could improve and automatize. So this video is for us to do that. We can achieve that. So this was our first previous video where we created a Dockerfile, a .NET application. We using Docker, we send the image to ECR, and then we build all the infrastructure manually. So if you see, like half of our video was just deploying all the infrastructure that we have to do. So how can we improve that? It's through cloud functions. CloudFormation. CloudFormation allow us to do everything that we have to do manually, but now using code to do that. So through code, through JSON or EML file, we can describe everything that we want to create in AWS, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So the steps that we're gonna have to go is here, and then I will check everything that we already did. We will create a CloudFormation for us to create an image repository in ECR, and then a CloudFormation for us to create all the ECS infrastructure that we will need. Task definitions, the containers, the cluster, and the difference here is that we're gonna use AWS Fargate instead of EC2 instance that we used previously. Fargate make our life much easier. We don't have like to handle a lot of the infrastructure that EC2 requires to do. So I guess this is it. Let's go to the application. Well, for us to take gain some time, these 3 steps we already did in our previous video. So if you didn't saw it, please go back. We create a .NET application, Docker file. We build our Docker file locally, and we run it just to see if it was working. We had a problem here that we had to expose 5,000 port for us to be able to see in Docker file, and as you can see, it's running beautifully here, our local. So this is our Docker running. Okay, I just close this container, and now I can say that we already passed these 3 steps. So let's go to the first step here in this video, that is CloudFormation. Let's create this file just for us to create the repository here. So in our previous video, I have to go here in ECR, create a repository, send a name, and then saving it. So how we do this in CloudFormation? So let's go to the code. First, we need to create a new folder here. Let's create a new folder. I'll call it CloudFormation. I actually want this to be not inside. Yes. This is more for organization perspective. We could just create all the files, the CloudFormation files, inside simple API. The first one will be for the ECR. I'll just copy here what I already did and explain to you. So this is the format of a CloudFormation file. We create parameters, we can specify parameters and the resources that we want to create. This is the name that I'm giving to my resource actually is the name here in CloudFormation, and simple as that. The type is AWS ECS Repository, and the repository name is this one. I could just say like simple CF repo, but this is a trick that I'm using just to improve our code here using join. If you see here in the documentation, join is stuff that really can help us to make our life easier and create names that are like compatible and mean something in all the resources that we want to create. So I want always our resources to have the prefix name simple CF. CF is CloudFormation. So it's going to be easier for us to understand our resources in AWS when we have to look it for. Okay, so I just create our repository name, and I can specify an output. I want here to get the ARN when we already have our stack created. Okay, so first let's build our Cloud Function file. So I could type in the bash in the terminal AWS CloudFormation create stack. The stack name, that's gonna be simple CF ECR. Pass the parameters that I want, but we can do better. So I created this sh file here that's gonna help us with. So when I run this, it's automatically gonna see if we already have the stack and if you want to create or to update the stack. Okay, so let's run this again. This is the parameters that I'm passing through parameters file cfecr parameters. The template body of the stack is this file, and yeah, this is pretty much it. Just for you to, this is important. So every parameter that you create here, you also have to refer here in the parameter sections. Otherwise, this is not gonna build correctly. Okay, so where we are, I guess I just create a CloudFormation and okay, ECR. So what's the name? CF ECR deploy. We can see what's happened here. Okay, we just create our stack. Where? Let's go to CloudFormation. Where's my face? Here I am. So let's go to CloudFormation, and our stack is just created here. Nice. So what resources it creates? A simple repository, this is the logical ID, and the physical name is simple CF repo. Let's see. And let's update this. Oh, where is it? Should be here. CR's repository. And it's created. I don't understand what's happening. Okay, here we go. Oh, the link from AWS was wrong. So here we go, we have our repository created. Nice. And now what we have to do is to send our Docker image to the repository. So this process we already did in the first video. So let's go quickly to it. So again, I will have to make sure that we are logging to our repo and our Docker file. Where is our Docker file? I guess it's inside this simple API folder. Docker file. Yeah, nice. Okay, just make sure. Let's see if we are correctly logging. Nice. So AWS, and now I'll get the same lines that I used in our first video, but now I changed our repository name, right? Now it is, what's the name of it? Simple CF repo. Okay. So this is simple CF repo. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. This is my account name, DCR, ECR. Yeah, we're good to go. DevOps, simple API. Okay. I just tag it and create the name here in Docker, and now we can push it. And again, it's simple CF repo. Yep, nice. We're pushing this to AWS now, and this can take a while. Okay, we just pushed the image to ECR. Let's see if we have it. Repositories, and yes, we have our image correctly published, sent to our repository. Okay, so this is done. Nice. Now the hardest part: create a CloudFormation to create all the resources to ECI. So you remember we have to create a cluster, a task definition, a security group, open the ports, inbound rules. So everything can be automatized using CloudFormation as well. Let me get this piece of code here. Yes, so, oh no, I want this inside CloudFormation. So we have ECR for us to deploy the ECR image, and ECS. Let's understand a little bit more about the ECS code. So we have the parameters as well. We will create the resources. So the first resource that one creates the cluster, just for us to remember. Let's go to ECS. Clusters. So basically we will create our cluster again, and yeah, it's gonna be using Fargate now, and then creating the name, blah blah blah. After that, creating a task definition, create the task definition. We're gonna use Fargate. We're gonna add a container. So everything that we're gonna do, we could do in dashboard, we can also do in the code. So we're gonna create our cluster. Again, I'm using the prefix name, so simple CF dash cluster. We need a log group, also dash log group, an external role, so YAML, IAM for us to create a whole, and also a container security group. So do remember that we have to map the ports 5000 to 8888, right? Here what I'm doing is actually open ports from 5000 to 8881. I want to see if this is gonna work as well. And then we're gonna create our task definition. That's a simple CF slash task. Our CPU and memory, AWS VPC, and attach our container definition. So, oh, this is simple CF container. Actually, I can make it better. This is gonna be simple CF container, right? And this is the trick. We have also to link the image that we just create. So slash repo, right? Let me see the image that we create. I have to get the URI. This is the guy. So yeah. So basically AWS account, concatenate with DKR ECR, concatenate with the region. This is variables from AWS. Okay, when we have AWS and region. After that, Amazon.com, and finally prefix name simple CF slash repo. Yeah, seems to be right. Okay, I guess we're good to go. prefix name slash repo. Let me make sure. Simple CF repo. Simple CF, yeah. Okay. It's always nice to have a double check because it's in these details that everything can go wrong. Do you remember that we map in our previous video the port 5000? Why 5000? It's because our Dockerfile exposed 5000 port and we want to use a different port. Here we have a problem. We have a bug in this part here that is described here. Text definition is generate extra port mapping. This is empty. And for some reason this is not working, so we're basically gonna use 5000 port. Okay. Also log configuration, and here we specify in service what service is basically after we create the test definition, the CloudFormation, we also have to create a service. I'm gonna show you later. The simple CF service reference to our cluster and to the test definition that we create, and here is Fargate, so we're not gonna use EC2 in this one. Okay, we're also referring the subnet ID that I already know. I just went here, let me show you. I went to subnet, webc subnet, and where is my face again? Webc subnet, and I just find what would be the subnet that I want to use, and I map it here, and my AWS account, of course. So subnet and the container security group that we already created here. Okay, so this is everything that we have to do manually in AWS, and now we can just run this command. Again, just to make our life easier, I'm using a bash command to run all of this, and the stack name will be simple CF ECS. Okay, so let's run it. I'm gonna set the CloudFormation ECS now, and ECF ECS deploy. And let's see this happening here. Wait, okay, stack start to be created, so we can see what's just going on. So AWS started creating all of these resources for us, and while I'm updating it, I can see the resource being created, and if we have a problem, it's gonna delete everything and hold back, like happened here in my other project. As I can see, let's see if we have our clusters being formed here. Cancel this clusters. Okay, simple CF clusters created, service created, task attached. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, as we use Fargate, we don't have a EC2 instance here. So let me see if we have everything beautifully. Simple CF task. Simple CF task is create a simple CS role, connect to the container. This container is hosted in ports 5000. Nice, pretty nice actually. And okay, I guess we have all of this created, and we also add the image to the task definition, as you can see here. Oops, we're here when we also connect our container here. And do we have in the details the image? No, sad. This would be a nice information to have here. And yes, I guess this is it now. You saw this much faster. Now we just have to run, find our IP, external IP, and we should be good to go. So we can find this here, and this task, where is it? Here? Yes, public IP. So this is our public IP, and it was, oh, it's port 5000. It's weather. Oh, I never remember this weather forecast. Yep, weather forecast. And voila, it's working. It's beautifully deployed, much easier, much faster, and voila, part magic happened. Okay, so we still have some stuff that is not completely automatized. If you see, we have to also use terminal to deploy our Docker file, Docker image to ECR. And something that's bothering me as well is I will have always to run the bash commands to update my infrastructure, or if I change something in my application, I will always have to do these 3 steps: update the ECR, deploy the image to ECR, and then update my infrastructure ECS. So that's what I want to solve in our next video. Okay, stay tuned. Thank you very much, and like a nice YouTuber does, subscribe to my channel to stay tuned in our next videos. Thank you guys. See you.